Hello everyone and welcome to another unit review with me still being sick. I make no apologies for it. And today, it's a big day for us. We are talking about Sephiroth himself. And it does occur to me that the music is just a little loud. It's a little intense. But given the character, we all know him. We all loved him. It's Sephiroth, and Sephiroth is here to make a lot of people happy. Let's put it that way. He was a big deal when he came out as a 6-star, and now that he's a 7-star, he's an even bigger deal in my opinion. So let's show him off first of all. As you can see, I still have a little bit of ways to go on him, but with one of the highest base attacks of any unit in the game, not only that, but the fact that he has 65 attack, he has the biggest potential possibly of any any attacker at this point. And thankfully, Alum didn't screw up his kit. I don't think they would have been really allowed to, but yeah, Sephiroth is pretty freaking amazing. So let's get right into it. Let's talk about, now of course we all know his Trust Mastery, but if you don't, I'll go over it. It is his Masamune, or Murasame. It's 150 attack with a skill of a 250% single target 8-hit physical attack, ignoring 50% defense. Also, by equipping it, it also has a plus 50% attack when two-handing one-handed weapons, basically dual hand. But it's not super important, so we're not going to talk about it, because as it turns out, he's an amazing dual wield unit. Now, the best build I've seen of him at this point with a dual wield is anywhere between 17 to 1900 attack. Now, I just went over Tifa, and Tifa can get up to about 16 to 1700 attack, so for a dual wield unit to get to that high of an attack, it's kind of freaking nuts. This is a very, very, very powerful dual wielder, and there is no reason not to just make him a dual wielder, so that's what we've done today. Also, you can see the TMRs I have equipped here. Nothing super, super amazing, but, well, I guess somewhat amazing. There's still some room. But that being said, I have already easily hit the 300% cap. So let's talk about Sephiroth really quickly. Well, his limit burst, now at a 7-star, is 1150% AoE one-hit physical attack, ignoring 50% defense, so 2300%. And an AoE maxed out 5-turn 100% debuff to Light and Dark Resistance. Light and Dark Resistance didn't get any stronger, but going up to 5 turns? Ooh, that's mean. Ooh, that's friggin' mean. That's really mean. Now, of course, he has his physical counters, damage counters, and everybody I think knows at this point that in his 6-star kit, he had a lot of attack up. He was blind, paralysis, confused, and virus resistant. He could ignore a fatal attack, or up to 3 fatal attacks if his HP was high. And he could basically chain with anyone, from the Holy Explosion Divine Ruination family over to Onion Knight. So he could basically chain with everyone, debuff Light and Dark Resistance, AoE, or just by himself, and he could recover his own HP and MP while filling his limit burst and adding darkness to his attacks for 10 turns. He was pretty freaking awesome. But now his 7-star kit is here. So for equipping his own TMR, which why would you not want to equip it, he gets 20% to all stats, attack to spirit, 10% to elements, and 110% modifier to one of his attacks. Amazing. But he gets even better because he has 2 new 56 MP abilities that are 690% each, 12 hits at 5 frames. These physical attacks add both either light or dark, depending on which one you choose, to him for 3 turns. Really nice. He can basically give himself an element and do damage at the same time. Hey, that seems pretty good for a damage dealer. He also gives him some bonuses to a few old of his attacks, a 200% modifier for Tornado Wheel, and 100% modifier for one of his other attacks, which I don't believe is... Don't believe it's his Holy Explosion, but either way, a bonus to his attack is nice. Then he has Earthshaker, a 650% 8-hit, 6 frames physical attack that gains 50% per each use. 6 frames, it's a little weird. We'll have to see if someone else... I'm not quite familiar with an 8-hit 6 frame, who that would be. I don't normally do this during the middle of my videos, but I'm just going to pull up a unit page. Did my voice just squeak? Give me a second, I'll be right back. Well, I'm staying here, but a thought did occur to me. No, never mind. Ignore the thought. For now, Earthquake is a strong attack that becomes stronger. At 650%, over a long fight, it can do a lot of extra damage. And then his cooldown ability, Trussy End, which, yeah. Anyway, 120 MP, available turn 5, 4-turn cooldown, 1700% AoE one-hit physical attack with an 80% chance to KO enemies. Ooh. Well, I guess we're waiting for Aerith to get put in the game. And he also gets 20% extra attack at level 115, and finally, his level 120 ability, a limit burst fill rate of extra 50%, 40% to attack when dual wielding, 25% accuracy, and 50% attack when two-handing. But as we've pretty much covered by now, you just make him a dual wielder. There's no reason not to. So we're going in. Let's go right in and fight. Alright, so we don't need you, we don't need you. In Tifa's video, I basically showed him off chaining, so we're just going to focus on showing off a lot of his different attacks. Particularly the newer ones. So we'll just put on some MP recovery because for fun. And it should be noted too that Sephiroth does not have any killers attached to him for the moment. So first of all, light and dark resistance. Well, we'll choose light today. Not bad, old boy, not bad at all. So now we can even just do basically debuffing to use the fact that we just gave ourselves an element. And now we shall use Earthshaker, because Earthshaker sounds really, really cool. And I think we still have one turn, so let's demo Earthshaker one more time. So even though there our light element faded, we still did a fair amount. And now, Trussy End. Just as Tifa's Seventh Heaven is an incredibly powerful attack, so is Sephiroth's. Trussy End is a very, very powerful attack. Now, is it the most amazing attack? Well, it's arguable, but it is a high percentage attack that could OHKO, so I guess if you're having a bad time in Arena, 80% OHKO is pretty fun. Can't use it turn 1, that would just be stupidly broken in Arena. Like, the worst thing ever. So now let us charge our limit burst. So we want to use this? No, we want to... Actually, let's try this with someone like Tifa and see how badly this does chain. As soon as I put up MP, and we'll wait a couple turns before using Ignis to boost him. So we'll just keep going. And now we will use the big buff to make Sephiroth very strong. As you can see, they don't chain super well together, but Tifa's already hit her limit burst, so that's cool. If we wanted to hit our limit burst faster, we might do this. I probably should have just used a limit burst increaser earlier. And throw the limit burst over there. And just to show off Sephiroth's attack, he's at a 1900%, and keep in mind, mine is nowhere near as good as other people's is. Isn't that sad? But thankfully, his limit burst is very, very strong. So, total of 10 million damage off of his limit burst, and I could still, there's still some room for me to improve it. Not bad. So in general, what do I think about Sephiroth? Well, he's just an, oh god, his 7-star became even better than he already needed to be. Sephiroth with a dual wield is just the strongest dual wield in the game. He could already chain with everyone, and then he got new chaining attacks that not only boost his own ability, but also gives himself light or dark element for multiple turns. His limit burst increases the debuff now for more turns. And he got just a chain finisher, a very strong chain finisher too. Sephiroth is a beast of a character before, and he's just gotten beastlier. In general, the last 2 days have been very, very kind to Final Fantasy VII units. And good news, because I like them. But Sephiroth, very powerful unit. If you don't have him, maybe you should get him. He's just nuts. So that's all for now, and I will see you all in the next video.